Okay, what's going on, family? This is Eric with Building My Belize, and I'm so excited this morning to have a very special couple with us this morning, some new friends of ours, Bruce and Kamiko from blasianstation. Great new YouTube channel that I was able to stumble across and able to get some great information, some great value from what you guys are doing. But I don't want to talk too much. I want you guys to tell our viewers a little bit about what you guys are doing, a little bit about your background, a little bit about your journey, what you've done as commercial and residential real estate investors in the US, and now what you guys are doing in Belize and the great projects that you're working on. So I'll let you guys take it from here and tell our viewers a little bit about what you guys are doing.
Okay.
Sure. I'm Bruce. This is my wife, Kamiko. Our YouTube channel is blasianstation. You can find most of our content on there. But as far as us, we are both anesthesiologist assistants, which is basically an anesthetist. Our main job is to wake people up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Most people say going to sleep, but the most important thing is to wake people up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And by doing that, we travel all around the U.S. as locum providers. By doing that, we also are able to have a little bit of expendable income, which we use to invest in several things here in the U.S.
Yeah. So starting back in 2019, we started our short-term rental journey. So we have quite a few short-term rentals down in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as the pandemic hit, we were like, okay, prices are going crazy. Interest rates are going crazy. It doesn't really make sense to, double down in the US anymore. And we really wanted to make our dollar work better for us.
Yeah.
And so my parents are now retired, and they retired to Panama using their expat system. And so Bruce started researching. He was like, well, maybe we want to buy a condo in Panama. And, so that we have a place. So when they're down there, we can visit easily. We don't have to go to a hotel every time. And we can rent it out when we're not there. And I was like, that sounds great. So he took the lead and started researching, and then fell down the YouTube rabbit hole and started seeing videos pop up about Belize. And he was like, well, what's Belize about? And then, just found a whole bunch of videos about how it's really investor friendly and how it's the only English speaking country in Central America. So it's really, foreign investor friendly. And then he was like, hey, we should go check it out. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So we went on vacation and checked it out, met with some realtors, and absolutely loved it.
Yeah, before we even went down, I looked up the same people that you probably saw. We saw Will Mitchell, we saw Dennis Kay, with his partner Israel. I also met up with the Turley group. We had a lot of realtors and boots on the ground for us before we even went down. As soon as we went down, we toured numerous properties. Found out that basically what she said, is investor friendly. You get to hold it for generations. You actually hold it forever, just like the U.S. I like the fact that it had no capital gains tax.
Mm-hmm. That was a huge thing, and the property tax is super low.
Yeah.
And just to find out that it was cheaper, and Belize was up and coming. It's going to be the next Tulum, the next Cancun, and to be on the ground floor of that, we were like, it makes all the sense in the world to focus here. Like if I wanted to go buy the same piece of land in Tulum or Cancun, it would be $500,000 to $1 million.
Yeah. I mean, even in the US, if you wanted to buy something like that in Destin, somewhere, on the Gulf with those beautiful beaches and stuff, you're looking at least $500,000 just for the land, and that's with nothing on it. And, then you're going to have to pay taxes on that $500,000,
Right.
which is,
Right.
right. So it just made sense to us. And so we bought a lot of parcels.
Yeah, so we took our expendable income, and we started buying. We talked to all the realtors and see what they had, because Belize doesn't have an MLS system, so you actually have to have good partners on the ground,
Right.
Bringing you deals.
Mm-hmm.
And we had some great ones, and we found some good Secret Beach properties. We found Mahogany Bay property. We bought some properties up north in the Palm Bay Woods with Dennis. So we're literally from south all the way to the north of the
yeah.
island.
And then have recently just expanded to some acreage on the mainland as well. So we were able to go visit and tour that site, and that's really exciting.
Yeah. We just bought 150 acres right next to the Blue Hole. It's the mainland Blue Hole.
Wow.
Right there. Yeah, right there in the Caye district.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's really exciting.
Yeah. So that's basically how we got to Belize. That's where we started focusing our channel on.
Yeah.
That's how we met up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell the viewers our funny story about how we met.
Actually, you know what? Like I was going down the YouTube rabbit hole, and I was like, and I found your channel actually, and I was like, man, this guy is building a resort, and let me see what he's up to. And your content was very educational, and I was like, okay, I like this guy. Let's see if we can talk to him. I reached out, and we kind of started talking online. Come to find out, we both used dentists, and it was good. Yeah, and
we both have similar medical backgrounds as well. I
was an anesthetist. Yeah,
Yes.
Before I was an anesthetist, I was a respiratory therapist.
Mm-hmm.
So are you, Eric? You're
Yeah.
a respiratory therapist. So,
Yeah. And it's funny, I was just came across your channel for the first time and saw what you guys were doing. And I read your bio, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to connect with them. They're respiratory therapists. They're in the medical field. They're investing in Belize, not only in Belize, but in our neighborhood of Secret Beach. And that's what I'm so excited about. And even more excited about our potential partnerships and collaborations and what you guys are doing and what we're doing. It just makes so much sense for us to work together and create that synergy. And as you put it, Bruce, I think you said, we're going to take over this tourism game at Secret Beach.
Man, with your ideas and our ideas, with what you're doing and with what I'm doing and what we're doing. Like you're building this spectacular resort, for your clientele that has beautiful waters and beachfront, right? And we're building this like 6-story high boutique hotel, with a rooftop restaurant, and wedding venue, and we're like, because we're second row back, right? So we're like, we don't directly have beachfront, even though we
We're basically there.
We're basically there, and Belize is, all the beachfront is public.
Yeah.
So, there's no restrictions for our guests to go there, but
if they wanted something a little quieter, because everybody knows, if you don't know, Secret Beach has a lot of beach bars. It's a poppin' music. It's a very fun place to be, but sometimes you want a chill vibe.
Yeah.
Right. And I think your place that's a little bit further away from where all of that excitement is really going to offer people that relaxation getaway vibe. But
Now let's back up a little bit. You guys skimmed over this. Wait,
Okay,
what hotel? What boutique hotel? I mean, the GAEA Boutique Hotel. Did I say that right?
That is correct.
Okay, I've been practicing on that. So GAEA Boutique Hotel is absolutely amazing. So, number one, I look at you guys just like me. Normal folks. Okay?
Yeah.
How did normal folks like us get from where you are? Now you're building a 15-room boutique hotel in one of the most up-and-coming, desirable areas in the country of Belize, which is Secret Beach. So tell our viewers a little bit, how are you able to put that together? Because for some people, they can think this is just beyond my belief. Not only what I'm doing, but what you guys are doing as well. So how were you guys able to do that?
I think to go back further, let's talk about we bought the very first parcel in Secret Beach. Was a corner lot. It was prime location. We were like, this would make a great commercial investment, not knowing what we would put on it. Maybe we would put on like a Airbnb, because that's basically what we did in the US. We wanted a short-term rental. We could put a cute short-term rental, second row back. It's directly diagonal from Pirates. It's prime location.
Mm-hmm.
So that piece of land was already basically under contract, or at least had a good offer on it, had a cash offer on it.
Right.
And I was like, man, I don't have that much cash. And And what people don't know is that in Belize, you can do a lot of owner financing.
A lot of seller financing.
Right.
And he was listening to like negotiating audiobooks on the way to work and like just deep diving. He was like, I really think that we should just go for it. And he's like, the worst they could say is no.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, babe, like if you like want to put in an offer, like we have the money available, like for a down payment of this size, and let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
So he put in a offer that was over asking, but with all the terms that we would want.
Mm-hmm.
And the seller, instead of taking the cash offer, which was under asking, he took our offer.
Right, but gave us every term that we wanted, which was
Wow.
perfect, right? So we
yeah.
kind of squeaked out that corner lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were designing this really skinny 5 to 8 room short-term rental, which would have been great.
Yeah.
And then we were talking to Dennis, and I told Dennis, I was like, hey, is that lot next to it available? He said, let me find out. And I said, okay. And he got back to me. He's like, that lot is available. I was like, well, I'm going to throw a really, really crazy owner financing option to you.
I didn't think they were going to say yes. Honestly, I was like, babe, do you? I was like, if they say yes, awesome. If not, we can come up with another plan.
Mm-hmm.
And they said yes. And I was like, I don't know where, like, I was like, maybe I should listen to more audiobooks, you know? And yeah, so we ended up with these 2 lots right on the corner behind Pirates. And we were like, man, what could we do with this? Like, I think it's like, what, 120 by 69, 70
Each
feet?
lot.
Yeah. So we were like, we could really do something super beautiful and larger than what we were thinking.
Hey,
and he was
Kimiko.
like, yes.
I'm sorry to interject. Did you guys have a plan before you bought the property what you wanted to do, or am I hearing you correctly? You bought the property, then you kind of figuring out what to do. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think you should probably do that with any property. Because I think you have to go to the location and figure out what is going to work, what's missing, what niche can you fill.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we first went down there, we just had the corner lot, and we were like, well, we could do something a little bit larger because it's mostly, 1 and 2 bedroom places. And when we were looking at like the BTB numbers, there's not a lot of family size things. So like 3 and 4 bedrooms. And so we were like, well, we could build something a little bit bigger that would accommodate a larger family, because those options aren't available out on Secret Beach. And then when we got the lot next door, he was like, well, we could go bigger. And he was like, we could do a full hotel. And I was like, a hotel?
How do you afford a hotel? How do you do this? And I was like, well, we're going to figure this out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the States, we connected with a hotel owner.
Yeah.
Her name is Davon Reeves. And she owns a company called Vestor, who's like a crowdfunding source. And she mainly helps minorities get into the hotel space. Right?
Yeah. One of her fun facts is that in the U.S., only 3% of hotels are owned by people of color, by Black people. We're not counting the Patels, the Indian group. They own so many of those motels and mom and pops and stuff like that. But true African-American ownership is only 3% in the hotel space. And so she's really on a mission to change that, and, to have, female minorities and to have these people in this space that a lot of people think is inaccessible. And the reality is it's not. You have to make the network, and you have to talk to people and find out the information, find out the stuff you don't know. And like, that's what the network is for.
So she was she basically told us that we needed to raise the money to do this. And we're like, how do you do that? She's like, you need this kind of entity and this, and all these other stuff that we were like, what is this? So we started Googling, we started researching. And then we decided to at the very beginning do a 506 C.
Yeah, so that is a type of SEC classification where you raise funds from accredited investors only. So that's people who have done investment before and have a minimum net worth or a minimum yearly income. Mm-hmm. So it's basically just a regulation saying that you're not just taking advantage of Joe Schmo on the street and taking their money and running with it. So that was our original plan, to do a 506C, to raise the money for this hotel and the construction.
Which we did.
Yeah.
And what we were going to do was we're like, okay, so we're going to do a 506C, but to present this to investors, right? We need a 3D drawing. We need scale. We need to show them something. We can't just say, we're building something.
Yeah.
Invest with me. Invest over $100,000 with me because of my ideas.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So then we started researching. We talked to one of our friends on the island named Rana, who just built Sand and Sky.
Yeah,
right?
that's on the east side,
Right.
on a little bit north of the split, if people know where that is, between where the main road splits to Secret Beach and North.
Okay.
And so we talked with her and we were like, hey, who did your architecture? Because it's very unique. It's all A-frames. And I knew that if we were going to build something, I would want it to be as unique as possible. And I was like, I don't want a cookie cutter rectangle building, you know?
Right.
I was like, I'm not trying to be a spa and suites Marriott, you know?
Right.
Like, I'm not trying to be, you know, just anything regular. I was like, this is a unique location and the building should reflect that. And so she referred us to Norma from the Anka group, and we honestly clicked right away. We did an interview with her. We were like,
this is her.
this is the
one.
person. Yeah. And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Like
She gave us her 3D drawings. We went to investors. And you know, so far we're up to about what, 6-7 million right now in invested funds. It'll cost us about 10 million total.
to build.
But 10 million total for all the funds and capital,
Yeah.
operating capital. But it's probably going to cost us around 7 million for the hotel.
For the construction.
And there's no way we could just afford that.
Yeah. And even though we're pretty high income earners, that is a very lofty amount.
A lot of people they don't like to share numbers. We're an open book, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if we can do it and we can help other people learn how to do it, then that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point in holding cards so close to your chest that you're not helping others out. So yeah, we're open book, and now we're scheduled to break ground sometime in the spring of 2025.
Mhm.
Hopefully we will have our soft opening in the 2027. Maybe,
Maybe 26,
Maybe
depending on how
26.
fast construction goes.
but you know how construction is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
our story of how we
yeah.
got into the Belize market, into the hotel market, and then we started talking to you.
Yeah. Oh, and fun fact, it's now up to 20 rooms.
Oh.
No longer 15. Yeah, it's 20
Okay.
rooms now.
Okay.
So when we got the initial layouts back, a lot of the rooms were like super large, like overly large.
Yeah.
And we were like, some of them we kept the same size, we kept a large size, but we saw the opportunity to add a few more doors in there without compromising the comfortability. And
Mhm.
so we upped it.
I'm so excited that you guys shared that with me. Thank you. And I'm super excited about what you guys have going on, because I quite possibly could be taking that same path as well, as far as private equity funds. And I too have met with Norma. She's absolutely phenomenal. You guys were right on point about Norma. We had a chance to meet with her in person when we were here. On the island. I'm back in Seattle right now, but when we were on the island, we got a chance to meet with Norma as well. And maybe we can get into that conversation maybe on a part 2 of our video, because we did a real deep dive, and I'm just gaining my knowledge and doing my due diligence to get myself up to where you guys are, as far as, you know, what you know and how to put something like this together. So, you know, I feel very, very thankful to have met you guys and to be able to, share our resources and our connections to not only make our dream of owning a piece of paradise come to fruition, but also just to be able to work with great people and meet great people such as yourself, and now meeting Norma and all of her team. So we have a lot of synergy going on between the both of us, and I think we have a lot of the really great people behind us, which I'm finding out. And again, I thank you guys so much for making those introductions for me. Moving forward together, and to me this is what it's all about: meeting great people, not just great people, but like-minded people, so we can not only share our stories, but share our journey and bring it to our viewers, but also, you know, this is something for our family, for your families, that we can build together. You guys go check out Blasianstation. It's absolutely phenomenal. The information and the value that you'll get from just subscribing there and following their channel and following their journey. I'm excited about it. So I know you guys are super excited about it. And I'm just so thankful to have met you guys. Thank you for
Thanks,
being here.
Eric. Thanks so much for having us, and like can't wait for part 2. Let's keep going.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely do a part 2, and we'll keep everybody up to speed on what's going on with the GAEA Hotel and what's going on with building my Belize. And it's just love all around.
Love it, man.
Right.
All right, thank you guys.
See you guys.
All righty, we will talk very soon.